So Britney Spears is in the news again, writing in a memoir that Justin Timberlake pressured her into getting an abortion 20 years ago.
In her new memoir, The Woman in Me, Spears says their high-profile romance wasn't what it seemed.
Hey, what's up, man?
Spears says she knew Timberlake had cheated on her, but decided to let it go. She also says she became pregnant with Timberlake's baby at one point in their relationship. Spears says Timberlake was unhappy about the surprise pregnancy and thought they were too young to have a child. They decided to terminate the pregnancy. Had it been her choice alone, Spears said, she would not have gone through with the abortion.
Now, I usually don't talk about the lives of celebrities because 1, I don't care, 2, it's not important, and 3, I really don't care. But every now and again, there are stories out there that are important because they show something that's truly broken in our society. And this time, it's that men really suck. So here's what she wrote about the abortion.
In excerpts exclusively released by People, Britney claims she had an abortion while dating Justin Timberlake between 1999 and 2002. Writing, "I loved Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day, but Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. To this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life."
And I know a lot of people like to focus on women in the abortion debate, but what about the men? What about the fact that the vast majority of abortions don't happen because the woman just wants to kill the baby or because she's worried about health concerns, but because the man who also created that baby sucks? 73% of women who get abortions say they did it because they can't afford a baby. Why isn't the man providing? 42% say they got abortions because they're not married. Why isn't the man proposing? 14% said that they didn't have enough support from a male partner. Why isn't he being supportive? 12% say their male partner doesn't have a job. Why isn't he getting a job? 48% are worried about being a single mother or having relationship problems. Why doesn't the man step up? And somehow, most disgustingly of all, 14% said their male partner wanted them to have an abortion. And that 14% seems to include Justin Timberlake. The fact is, we've bred generations of men to be even worse than the men of the past by giving them the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card. All under the banner of feminism and women's rights. Now men can get away with whatever they want, and all it costs is killing a baby. 73% of all abortions are because the man who helped create that child is a crappy man. He's either lazy, unsupportive, selfish, or some combination of all three. And if pregnancy is actually that scary to you, don't get someone pregnant. It's actually really easy. Here's a radical idea. If the idea of pregnancy terrifies you that much, don't have sex. You're not ready to have sex if you're not willing to take on the consequences. But like Justin Timberlake apparently, we've created decades of weak men who avoid responsibilities, like children who kick and scream and shout when something goes wrong. And what's the outcome? Women abandoned and pressured into making decisions that, based on a lot of evidence, can ruin their lives. Try and remember that Britney Spears is a person. She's not a freak show to enjoy or mock. She's a human being who now says she was pressured into murdering her child. If you were one of the millions of people gossiping about her mental collapse or watching her bizarre knife videos or tweeting out "Free Britney," but now you don't care that Britney Spears was apparently coerced into murdering her baby, then you don't care about Britney Spears as a person. And it's this complete lack of empathy that's part of the problem. Because what I'm seeing is a woman like so many other women who got an abortion because she slept with a crappy man who wants everything but will give nothing back. It's really easy just to criticize these women, but why does the man get away with it time after time? Maybe they deserve blame too.